Realizing you are a physical empath is not like discovering you are an artist or a math whiz or a musician. No, when you discover this special gift, it usually involves a high degree of embarrassment. And for me, it involved fainting. And not just fainting that could be explained by some medical condition. No, it was a mysterious, psychological kind of fainting. A physical empath feels things more deeply than other people. And sometimes they even feel things that other people don't. So in that case, the feelings are ridiculous or silly. And so the mind sends them away. It puts them in exile. But they don't go away. They go into the body. And when they get into the body, they wreak havoc. I can feel my throat constricting. I find it hard to speak. I get sweaty and clammy. And then if my head goes into that echo chamber,
that's when I know I'm going down.
Sometimes I imagine myself on the day of my incarnation, and I'm standing in line with all the other souls, and Archangel Michael, he's working the station. He's got his iPad, he's calling everybody up. Patty, and he's giving the special gifts. Patty, we've got some big pipes for you, girl. Go, make it work. And down the rabbit hole of amnesia she goes into her body. Nigel, all right, here's your golden envelope. And Nigel opens his golden envelope. Oh, boxing, yeah. And Nigel goes down into his body. And so this continues on. All the souls are getting these really cool gifts, and sometimes there's rounds of, golf claps and high fives, and whoosh, down they go into their body. And I'm the last person in line, and when I get up there, I notice there's no more golden envelopes. So Archangel Michael, he double checks up. Are you sure you got the date right? Oh, Susan, what were you doing at the back of the line? It's almost your time. And he flags Tony. St. Tony, come on, help us out. We need to find one more special talent. I want you to go in the back and check with R&D and see what they've got in beta. And he sends him off. And thankfully, Tony comes back with a golden envelope for me. So I'm excited. They kind of huddle over the envelope, and Archangel Michael turns around. Oh, you're going to love this, honey. You get special feelings. Special feelings? And no worries. We've built in a little new feature so that if you don't remember your special feelings, your body will remind you. What? Time to go. Go, go, go. And there you go. Down that rabbit hole of amnesia. One of my early memories of discovering this talent was in the 9th grade microbiology class, and we were doing blood typing, and I was kind of the front row kind of student, and so I quickly volunteered to be the subject, to have my finger pricked. And so I'm standing in front of the classroom, and the teacher squeezes out that little tiny drop of blood, and the next thing you know, I'm thinking, wow, this is a good sleep. But I think I'm supposed to be at school. And the teacher thought I was clowning around, so he had just continued on with the demonstration. But no, I only wish that I could have jumped up and said, oh, just kidding, just kidding. Most people would think this is a crazy overreaction. It's just a little pinprick. When I was in my 30s, I had a husband who thought I should have LASIK eye surgery. I was naturally a little resistant to this idea, because I knew myself, but he was pretty insistent. So I agreed to go in for the consultation. And as soon as I got to the office, they sat me down in the waiting room and plugged in a video. Now, this video wasn't blood and guts or anything. It was simply a diagram, like a cartoon diagram. But it showed the eyeball being sliced. I began to get hot and sweaty. I peeled off my jacket, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up, and above me are two men, and each one has like a patch over their eye. And I'm thinking, okay, where am I now? And it wasn't long, nurses come running, and they dragged me from the waiting room into this big white chair, and I did give them some notice. I did raise my hand and say, I think I'm going to be sick now. So I've got this really strong truth detector it's a physical, personal truth detector in my very own body. And I think it's something that we all have if we can allow ourselves to go there and to feel it. And the highly sensitive people, they feel it. They're there. They're feeling it. And I want to take just a minute to talk about emotions versus feelings. I think they are two separate things but tied together. It's like emotions are the tip of the iceberg, and emotions can be a reaction to an observation. And usually it's when we're observing something fearful that we have our really big emotions. And that fear can be something legitimate, or it can be something that's an illusion, either way. So people, generally speaking, don't like to deal with really big emotions because they're so disruptive, like a volcano, actually. But the feelings that are underneath, that is different than the reaction. The feeling is the information that is connected to this infinite stream of intelligence. And I do believe there is infinite intelligence running the show, especially with the body, because it does a lot of things without us having to think about it, right? It does heal thyself. So we should perhaps listen to that infinite intelligence. Maybe when I go to get that flu shot that everyone's insisting that I get, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out, maybe that's my body saying, no, don't stick that dead virus in me. That's something to think about, isn't it? So being highly sensitive, we can have really big emotions, and we're so used to people saying, stop overreacting. And they don't realize that when a person is upset, the one thing you shouldn't say is, don't be upset. That's like releasing the dam, okay? And when it comes to anger, don't tell an angry person they shouldn't feel angry. That like makes it 10 times worse. Angry. You want to see angry? Yeah, I can get angry if I want to. But being a physical empath, if you can last long enough to get through and to sort through what is the emotion and what is the feeling, that's when you can begin to discover your gift. So you do have to listen and allow the emotions to kind of take their course so that you can dive down into the feelings and hear the truth of what's being said. It's like having a built-in truth detector. Now, that is a gift. That is a superpower.